Well, I'm Alan Dale here at day 3 of this wonderful conference. I'm from Gale Force Winds, and you know, stories matter, and that's what we always say at Gale Force Winds. And I want to tell you, the stories that come out of this place are unbelievable. Of course, I'm talking about the career colleges across Canada, and what we have here is an amalgamation of the National Association of Career College and Career Colleges in Ontario. Everybody coming together, sharing ideas, and collaborating with one another to benefit one group of people, and that's the students that attend those schools. And on that note, Chris, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us what you do.
I'm Chris Gignac from Academy of Learning Career College, which is part of the Launch Life Network. We're in franchising education in multiple types of educational brands. One of them's Career College, Academy of Learning. So I work for the franchisor and work with all of our franchisees across Canada. We have 50 campuses across Canada supporting local communities. So each one's independently owned and operated.
50 campuses, all part of a franchise operation. And are you expanding and growing all the time?
We are expanding wherever possible. Usually that looks like same owners adding locations because that's what makes the most sense right now.
Right. And tell me, so is the whole franchising of a career college, is that sort of a standard practice?
No, it's kind of unusual within the sector.
Okay.
There's only a couple organizations doing that in Canada.
Right.
We're sort of the established player doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
And are you predominantly in Ontario, or are you outside? Where are you?
We're in 7 provinces. So,
okay.
We have a large concentration in Ontario, but also British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, PEI, and Nova Scotia.
Wow. So if there's somebody out there thinking about sort of getting involved in setting up a career college, because there's certainly a need for this type of education right now, how would they, like, what's the kind of first step in that?
First step would be getting involved with the regulator and understanding the process to get started, because there's a lot of hurdles and hoops to jump through, and that's kind of the first kinds of conversations that I have with people
right.
Who are starting out and trying to explore the opportunity.
So you help them walk through that initial path to see if it's for them or not?
I have. I've taken them through and shown them, you know, really what it's all about in terms of getting started and the things you need to do.
Is it a lengthy process from start to finish?
It is and it isn't. You know, you can get up and running pretty rapidly if you're selling very short training, but longer duration stuff, there's a process you need to go through depending on your province, and that can take a little bit longer, you know, 12
right.
months. And then there's other types of licensing to follow that you need.
And of course the benefits of the franchise is you've got the brand, right, coming in.
Got the brand, we train you, we have support for you, and we have curriculum that's established. It's registered in the provinces already, so it's a little easier to get that part of it done.
Help finding students?
Help finding students. You know, we generate tens of thousands of leads just through the brand every year. And yeah.
So there's 50, did you say 50?
Yeah, about 50 campuses across.
About 50 campuses already in the ecosystem.
Correct.
And learning from one another, no doubt, all the time?
Learning from one another, sharing practices, bouncing ideas off us.
Yeah, which of course leads us to what we're doing here, of course, is you've got all of these colleges from across Canada sharing ideas. How has the conference been for you?
It's good. You know, it's good to see what others are doing and good to see what we're doing as an association at the national level and the provincial level in Ontario to influence policymakers, because those are the ones we deal with the most is government offices and making sure we're protecting students together with them. So it's good to see the efforts.
There seems to be a real sort of genuine interest in collaborating here, and I know that there's some that would be competitive in their programs and some of them would be in each other's backyard, but yet there seems to be a great sort of a desire to share and to exactly that, and to sort of help people better understand the benefits of a career college.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, in any industry, even within our own franchise ecosystem, we've got independent operators and they have a tendency to look at each other competitively because often we're going after the same students, but at the same time we want to see the industry thrive. So you've got these two things happening at once, and it's definitely possible for them to be coexisting, these two different priorities.
It's an absolute pleasure to be in conversation with you, and thanks for sort of bringing light on that piece of this conversation that we haven't had to date, so we certainly appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you.